Yo, that kettle is so good. All right, people, listen. Let me set this up. Let me open up the Notion. Mary Lou, what was your
We live?
reaction when? Yeah, don't say any bad words
Hmm.
about Torah because she might be here.
Well, so like for your video you sent yesterday,
Yeah, what was your
so Doc's
reaction?
video that he posted yesterday, he texted it to me and I opened it and it was like, "Hey, Mary Lou," and I was like, "Ah, okay, yeah." Like we know each other, but I tell you, anytime somebody says your name in a video, it doesn't matter how much you know them. It's just exciting.
This is
It's
why I'm
just
telling
exciting,
people,
right?
right? It is.
Right?
It's just
Just
something about hearing that sweet, sweet sound of your own name. So this is why I keep telling people.
me.
Sometimes, especially if you're the nervous Nancy type, yo, make the video directly to a people. Pick a person, doesn't matter who they is, and be like, "Hey, Paul, listen, I want to show you something." And then it comes out good in the video, but it also relaxes you because like I'm talking to you.
Hmm.
I know that like uh, Ty said everybody's gonna be like eavesdropping because I said you guys can eavesdrop on this, but this joint right here, this I know that you would like it because it
Yeah.
completely affects our show and what we do. So it was like kind of sort of perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was so once we got to the point where you were showing the thing, I was screaming. Uh Bish. Bish.
Bish.
I was like, "Bish." That's
Listen,
like my wow,
I
that's
gotta
so
go through my
exciting.
old
It's very
files.
cool.
I have a really cute cartoon that my friend drew, which is sad because he's no longer about. But a really cute cartoon my friend drew, and we made these little, the antenna balls, the yellow ones everybody used to put on their car. We made yellow antenna balls that said "biatch," and it was a B,
That's fun.
and it was Beatch. It was like "biatch." And we said put them on the little antenna balls, and so the body of the ball was the bee, and then we just gave them out for fun. Oh my
That's fun.
god!
That's fun merch. He's been in the merch game for a long time, you guys.
Listen, John is here. What's up, Mary? Good to see you. Oh my god, John is one of my favoriteest people. So funny. Hello, Jolanda.
Hello, hello, hello.
She's out here. Yolanda is in such a good mood right now because the little team is winning.
Our little team.
Her little team be out here.
Oh,
She's
okay.
gonna
So
be
I've got
if
like a
they win
couple
the
different things that were like,
okay.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if they win the Super Bowl, she's gonna be incredulous. And then the other opportunity is probably Detroit Lions, which means AT. So either way, one of our people is winning, but she is fixing to be incredulous. We would not be able to stop her.
Minnie's here too. Hey, Minnie.
What's up, man?
Oh, and then we also have a Gizmo here who's just like crawling all over me because I'm in her chair.
She's like, listen, lady, I know it's podcast time, but you are in my seat.
You're in my seat. I even like make space for her like to sit with me, and she's like, "No, you should sit somewhere else. Doc and I have to talk." She'd be like, "Purr, purr, purr," and you're
Man, I'm
like, "Yeah,
waiting
that's
for
right, baby."
AI to let us like hear what they gotta say. Maestro be
Yeah.
talking mad shit. You just don't know. I'm waiting for Maestro to be like, hey, Doc, listen. Next time you see the old dude, tell him that he be slipping on my food. Like, why he so cheap? Like,
I've been
can I get a couple extra ounces, P? What's going on?
when I film my product reviews and stuff, like if she's like annoyed with me, she's usually somewhere in the room, but then she'll get to a point after we've done a couple of videos and she's like, you're done. So she'll just start walking in front of everything. And I've just started using that footage and doing like an AI voiceover, like a voice change, and it being Gizmo's review and just kind of narrating her experience with it. And it's like, it's hilarious. And the people love it because it's like, she's a character. And that has led me to using like AI to make my AI character. So she's now like just the mascot of Video Creator Club
Oh, that's so
is this
cool.
little Pixar black cat. So like what you're doing with like AI, like my friends, AI, get with it. There's always going to be new stuff developing, but like start playing with things. Just we're kids in the sandbox, right? So like this Notion Chat GPT like mix up that Doc showed me, phenomenal. And it's even beyond just Notion AI by itself or just AI, just Chat GPT by itself, right? Like copying and pasting this stuff over. Like it reads the Notion and reasons in the Chat GPT with our designed Chat GPT. Like it's crazy.
It's mind blowing, mind blowing. Not enough, not enough. Sorry, I got Kendrick on the brain. No, but somebody got to do it.
Oh, real
Yo,
quick question. Which
yes.
Aura ring do you have? Is it 3
Um,
or 4?
Nikes. I want to say
Did you have
3.
did you do the ring sizers?
Yes,
Were they black or they white?
black.
Okay, so you had the Gen 3. My Gen 3 it just died, but it just went out of warranty and I miss it. Like I need it back. And so I've been trying to decide if I want to get the next generation up or the one that I had, and it's seeming like the next generation one just ain't ready, which is fine cuz the older generation one is cheaper.
Okay, well, here's a funny story because
Yeah,
I
let's hear it.
freaking lost mine after camp,
No.
and I
No,
know
because you
it's
didn't have the charger.
yeah, and I know it's somewhere in my house, but I can't find it, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time without it. It took
Yeah,
me a
look,
while
we're
to get
hooked.
used to it, and then once you get used to it, I'm like, ah. So I might have to go back in, which is kind of let's just say I won't call it expensive. It's not really expensive.
Yeah, it depends on the finish you get. So I had the gold one the first time,
Oh no, I wouldn't do
but
that.
I think this time I'm going to get silver.
So what's wrong with the 4?
Oh, so with the 4, the way that it's built now, it's having structure issues. So that one just came out in the fall, and
Right.
that people are saying that it's coming apart from the inside. So it's like a different build.
Mm.
But and there's not enough like significant updates, right? This is how I tell people with the phones. They're like, why should I update from a 15 to 16? I was like, you shouldn't. I don't think that there was enough that changed for
Yeah.
what you're doing, right?
Well, it's not
It
just that,
depends,
and
right? Like for
people
Doc,
cannot
he needs
wrap
it
their
every
head.
time.
Look, people can't wrap their head around this concept. When the company goes in to make the 17, they have no intention on anyone except for tech dweebs to change from 16 to 17. They don't even expect you to come from 15 to 17.
Hmm.
That is the replacement for 14
Yeah.
or 13. But all the tech is
Yeah.
so much more fun and you get a lot of views by going enough didn't change. Well, it wasn't built for you, you dick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, because it
it's
wasn't it.
crazy. It's so crazy, but people always lose their cookies and it blows my mind. Oh, the price is down.
Yeah.
Well,
See the and that's why like the silver one's a really good price. Or a ring is a health tracker that you wear, if in case anybody didn't know. And I even like I still had my sizers, but if you end up trying to get the other generation, just know you need a different set of sizers because the build is different.
yeah,
Right,
I just had
Gizmo?
plain Jane. All right, let's do this. What are we talking about today? I had so many
What's our
things.
topic today? Okay, I
I had so
get a
many
couple
things.
things on my heart.
Okay, go.
Something that's come up is uh wrapping your head around people talking down about what you do as a creator and not letting that get you down. Like something that's come up lately is thinking about how people use the word influencer as a derogatory term, specifically towards women, but you know, it's larger than that. But it's like when people be like, "Oh, well, you're just a creator," right? So this kind of goes into what you guys were just talking about on the flow of, well, you
Whenever you have a topic burning in your head, make that video ASAP.
do it. Just
Because if
make
you
it.
wait, you will F it up.
All right, let's get over to
Mm, mm, mm,
Sean's notion.
mm, 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 mm. Mustard! Sorry. I'm really
What
going to
do
make
we
it
end
stop.
on? Reframing your history. We did self inventory at the end
It needs to get out of my head. Why is that damn song? I went to Emma the other day. I was like, Emma, 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 like it was super important. And she was like, what? Like, like it was super important. And I was like, it tastes really good on pretzels? And she was like, what? I go, you know what tastes really good on pretzels? And she was like, what? And I went, mustard! And she's like, Uncle, you're stupid.
What is I'm not
she,
familiar with this reference.
she was like, "Oh my god, it's the new Kendrick song. It is DJ Mustard. So instead
Oh.
of mustard on the beat, Kendrick just yells mustard name really really loud. And there's all these memes coming out about people doing it. And one of the funnier ones is the old Budweiser commercial. Hey, what you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? And they changed it to mustard. And so I was just being goofy. And Emma was like, "I'm gonna kill this old man." Mustard on a beat. Man, talk about how
Mm.
crazy that. If you were to see, this is what you just talked about this, and I've probably saved this for the show, but imagine growing up with a stupid nickname like Mustard, and how many people thought it was funny to make fun of you. And then now you're the richest producer on the planet. You basically single handedly buried Kanye, and your name is now a meme. Who won? The shit talkers or DJ
Mustard.
Mustard? You know
DJ
what I'm saying?
Mustard.
Come on.
DJ Mustard never lose.
You
My
know what I'm
skin
saying?
has been peeling like crazy. It's like so dry over here. Uh
Hello.
I see my buddy Jessica Castillo is Jude's mommy. It's her first time hanging out with us here on the podcast. Thanks for coming over.
Hello, Mida Jessica.
Yeah, she's a flip friend. She's in the video creator club and we had like a whole
Flip the
huge
app or flip
amazing
she's
talk.
Filipino too? Sorry.
No,
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
she flip creator, not flip. We are from the country of flip, but not Filipino. Um, so she's working on like she's new to creating.
Hey, girl.
She'd been like a lurker for a long time, and now is starting to feel confident enough to start posting. And we had a whole huge talk about because she's like, I don't know what to talk about. I just want to get confident on camera. And I was like, well, you need to be giving advice to the people who are 2 months behind you. Like, what were you doing 2 months ago? It's like not posting. And I was like, yeah, talk to them.
Listening to
Tell
DJ
them.
Mustard.
Mustard.
Listen, Jessica. Listen, you came to the right place, homie. You came to the right place. And here's
So I was like, you feeling stuck? I got a place for you.
listen, she's ready. First of all, like just know that you already have all the skills to do what you need to do. It's just a matter of cranking that camera on and do that thing.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I-
Do it. Okay.
I'm gonna
So
come up
let me
with
open up.
Unstuck. Create that thing.
That's
Oh
a
my
you need to make
God.
that AI song.
Yeah, be like, Unstuck. Create that thing. Open
Da-da-da-da-da.
your mouth.
Okay, so for my creators unstuck chat to be connected to the Notion, I need to have the desktop chat GPT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't have that quite yet, but I'll set that up later. Today is an office setup day. So let's see today's episode.
Yo, listen, Jessica, the Osmo Pocket 3 is gonna be your bestest friend. I'm over here getting mine set up to take on a little road trip. And somebody in the earth screwed up because they planned an event for Mary Lou and I to be in the same place at the same time for like a week. You know those stories you always see on the news about a Florida man, Florida somebody did something, they in trouble. We about to get
Florida people did
Florida
something.
about to be like, oh, these two, they are weird. But no, the Osmo Pocket is literally one of the greatest cameras because it's just so simple and you can just turn it on. So before you learn how to do all the fancy stuff, just turn it on and shoot. It already does what it needs to do. Getting into the fancy stuff just makes it cooler, but I would say the delta between out of the box and tweaking it to some sort of level of quote unquote perceived proficiency Jessica,
Pretty small gap.
my brain does not work most times. I kid of the 80s, and we had these things called drugs, and I may or may not have used them. Okay. So um, the delta between out of the box and tweaking a bunch of settings to some quote unquote cinematic proficiency is negligible. It's not even worth it. All you need to do is put that sucker on and take the little mic and put it on and then leave it stock. If you left it bone stock and touched nothing, it's glorious. The one thing that I would say you want to know how to do is when you have your mic paired to it, you want to set the mic's safety track so that if for some reason the audio is hella loud on the right channel, it will make a quieter version on the left channel so that you could fix it. So, in other words, let's say you went to a concert and Jude's playing lead guitar and you got stuck standing right next to the speaker, your recording in your Osmo Pocket 3 would be and it would just be obnoxious. But then the track that's on the left side would be I just turned Jude into like Carlos Santana and made him a shredder. You know what? Again, my brain 80s. That's all you need to know. Um, so yeah, that's the number one thing I think is the one thing that's not out of the box that you would want to know. But reality is, I spent a lot of time in the rabbit hole of shooting in log and adjusting the saturation and all this other stuff. And I was like, all that did was increase my editing time. And the delta wasn't so big that I was like, my God, George, that's phenomenal. I was like, meh, Gizmo, get your ass out the shot.
Hi, everybody. Gizmo's butt.
She gonna come here and just like, what's
Hey,
up,
come on.
folks?
Stay here. Come on. You are in my
Giz is
chair.
like, Lou,
Oh,
you is in my chair, girl. You is in my
out of
chair.
here. You have sat in it long enough to warm it up and get it set up. Um, yeah. So Jessica later, I'll do my like in the studio live stream on the YouTube channel, which is just like hang out with me in the studio at 2 p.m. here. And we can talk about it then. That one's like
Yeah.
it's not like a class, that's why it's not on the video creator schedule. It's just a sit with me while I catch up on work.
I
Right,
like it.
Gizmo?
I
You
like it.
crazy.
I like it a lot. I like it. You're just a creator and other BS insults.
I felt some kind of way about it.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god. Come on. Okay, we're doing it. Don't ever touch anything in your studio ever. Don't clean it. Don't look at it. Don't breathe in its direction.
Bro, I am in that ballpark right now. Fam, you don't even know. I am in that ballpark right now. Was doing some stuff and I just jacked everything up. Now I gotta go and rearrange everything. And then I'm like, I don't know if I have time to fix this before I leave. So I might just deal with it when I come back, just rip the whole studio apart and build it back together.
Yeah. I mean, but we have to wait till after the trip. There's not enough time.
Yeah. Yeah. I like because I think if I do it now, it's gonna like just sidetrack me from my momentum that I'm on right now. And I'm already,
Mm-hmm.
planning for like recording on the road and whatnot.
All right, Kat. Come on. Come on, my friend. See here. She's like extra on it today. Where do you want to be?
Okay, for the hook, I like the first one. This is really gold. Oh, you know what, people? I am so sorry. I am a terrible,
Show him the
ha-
nosh.
I am a terrible host. I'm supposed to let you
Terrible
see
host.
inside this here Notion. And then, so for a minute, I need to move it off of this screen here. And then I need to put it at the perceived size. There we go. Now you can see what we're doing. So then I go to my color. And so what I do is once we find the ones that are like kind of working, I put those. If Any other ones that are kind of gold, I'll click there. And I say kind of gold, but technically it's green. then, and then, so we're going to share our point of view. Yes, that's fine. We're going to reclaim the title of creator. Absolutely. And then handling naysayers. Until I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. We got practical
Naysayers.
takeaways. Yep, those are all gravy. And let me put in my PO week. Mm, this is gonna be dumb. Everyone's gonna laugh at
Yeah.
me.
So for if anybody
I
who's
don't care.
new, the way that we set it up is we have like our Notion that we both have access to. We have our list of all our topics. We have an outline for the podcast episodes. And then we have a chat GPT assistant that Doc built that we kind of run things to. We get some options and then together we make some decisions and then we shoot the episode live.
Yeah, I mainly use ChatGPT as Create Spark, and
Yeah.
most of see. Okay, this is difficult if you not difficult. Let me adjust my French. If you are a person who is talking from a position of I am just a 10 seconds ahead of you, it might be a little bit harder. I have a long career in creation from long before the internet even existed. So I just need something to spark the memory and I can kind of go off of that. I also study the living crap out of this craft. Like I live and study in this thing. So I just take the topics and they spark, dress to impress, spark the interest, and I can kind of just go from there. Um, if you're using it to ideate and help you like write the script or whatever, that can be a little bit more frustrating. And it's because it will just make up things whole cloth or whatever. I just kind of need the nudge. It's kind of like if you are what is that word? A journal person. Sometimes when you journal, there's these prompts. And oh, I see. Why don't you just break the whole show, Doc? Because all you need to do is press Mary Lou's face over here. There you go. There's these journal prompts, and then from there they kind of tell you what you should write about. Situation like that. So, um, yeah, that's it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, it's a good like what I always think about with the chat GPT stuff when people are like, "Oh, you're just using it to like do the work for you." I was like, "I don't think so because like I would have gotten to this. It's the nudge, right? It's the
Yeah,
stuff
it's a
like
nudge.
I can look at it quickly enough to disseminate like this is useful or not useful. And then it's like, "Great. Okay, now I can move to the next step."
Well, and truth of the matter is, even if it was doing the work for you, how
Who
stupid
cares?
is it to spend 6 hours washing your car when you got other things to do, when you can simply just go to the car wash? Like, I love when people say that, like they didn't buy a pre-built house, like they don't drive a car and not a horse and buggy. I love when people complain about the new tech, like that's somehow cheating. In the DJ space, that was big time conversation, when Serato and whatnot came out. And I'm like, do you still have the gigantic phonograph with the dog sitting in front? And they're like, no. Well, then obviously you're not completely opposed to technology. Are you out here DJing
Mhm.
with 8-track tapes? No. Then shut up. Like, shut up. You know? People
I
just be
made a
look.
video about AI recent like that. I made it like in November and it like posted the beginning of January or whatever. And the comments that I got in there were so funny because like one person was like, "How dare you make such a basic level video on AI? You should be talking about more advanced stuff at like the age we're at with AI now." It's like, "Sir, some people have never touched AI still.
Yes,
Also,
yes.
this ain't the video for you." My response to those people always like because it was a whole like dissemination of like what I should have done, and I was like, "Great, if you have this video, please feel free to post it," because they don't. And then another person was like, "AI is the devil," and I was like, "Then why did you click the video? It clearly is about AI. If AI is the devil, why did you click the video?"
What I think is funny about the comments, like AI is the devil. I'm like, that only pertains to the percentage of the populations that believe in the witch doctoring that you believe in. For the percentage of the population that doesn't believe that, that doesn't mean anything to us. So what you said is no different than me saying, "Oh no, AI wa mo hontou ni o wani mitai ne." And they'll be like, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, that's the same thing." Right? You don't know what that means. So for me, I don't believe what you believe, so that doesn't mean anything to me. People.
Right? And the echo chamber, you know, the echo chamber.
Echo, echo, echo.
Echo,
Chamber,
echo,
chamber, chamber. Tinch, 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 and not enough. Yo, I'm over here setting up this app. I blame Paul if this goes terribly wrong. Paul showed us this app the other day, and it was like business photos, Paul. It was so sick. And I was like, oh, we got to check this out. I got to check this out. He had his biz casual on. He's out here looking kind of important. I'm going to do business. Wait, do I want street cash? No, I'm going to do business. This Paul. This Paul. Dang it. I keep wanting to open that. uh, oh, we're so good.
Mm-hmm.
We're so good. All right. This looks gravy. We just need a take of the week. A take of the week. A pick of the week.
Pick it a week.
Mm, mm, mm. I, it's time to start packing today. I normally would have packed yesterday, but I was super busy, so I'm gonna pack today. And I can't wait to get in there and start packing. As simple as that.
You pack early. I was like, I will pack the night before the flight.
No, I can't do that.
I'm a professional.
I'm a military type person. I like
Yeah,
to be
yes,
ready.
it's a different way.
Well,
So you're actual military. I'm military kid, and it's like, oh, we're moving tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
I have to start adjusting my time frame as well. You know, getting the mind sort of ready to be on a different zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that also takes,
Take some
a little
time.
bit of hoik.
Just or I almost have my hook ready. Almost have it ready. I'm comboing the two hooks that you picked and then adding,
Dude, that is my favoriteest thing, to combo them suckers up.
Gosh, it's like all day, I have like all these notes of like, bring this up with Doc, bring this up with Doc, bring this up for creators Unstuck. So we will never run out of ideas. It's just what I'm telling you guys. You'll never be rid of us. Oh, what did I forget? What did I forget? Oh no. I missed it. Oh, by packing last minute. The thing is, I don't need to have all my stuff. If I got my phone, I can make all the content I need. Everything else is just fun.
Listen, this was me yesterday, and I was like, I need to channel my inner Mariclu. What does Luis call you? Marilu, Donna Luisa Josep, something.
Nuella? Wait.
He's going
Yeah,
to type it
he's
in.
gonna tell us.
He'll
But it was
type
like
it
so
in.
awesome.
It was hilarious. I'm like, because of course I'm going to take the Osmo Pocket 3, but I was thinking specifically for the show we're going to be busy, so phone is fine. Osmo Pocket 3 is fine. Um, I may or may not bring the MV7i because you can just connect it to the phone and do that. But I'm bringing, DJI Mike's Osmo Pocket 3, and I was thinking about bringing the XM5 or the X106, as my camera. But then I'm like, when am I going to have time to go out and shoot photos? Like, I'm going to just shoot with my phone. Like, I'm going to be busy. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go out and shoot with my phone, shoot photos, which is what I
Yeah.
love to do.
And
But
I dropped in a couple of question of the day options
okay, let's go.
that we had not picked.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Wait, what is it? What is Luis? Oh, he didn't type it yet. I was like, wait, he might be taking care of nephew. I was like, I know it's super funny. Oh, there it is.
Maria
There it
Luz
is.
Delia.
Yeah, Maria Luz
I
Dalia.
love it.
Maria Luz Dalia. The first one is gold. You know
The
why? Because
first
you know what
one.
I say. You know what I say about responsibility. Ooh, love it.
All right. God. Boop, 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 boop. What is my pick of the day? Pick of the day, pick of the day, pick of the day. Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
See, my answer for the last question is when someone say you're just a creator, what would be your comeback? I'd be like, your mama, which would be true because you couldn't be
Yeah.
here if your mama wasn't a creator. So it's not like you're wrong. That's just the hardcore '80s comeback. Your mama, dude.
It works. It works.
Did Paul press his I fell down, can't get up? Oh, there he goes. He's back. I was like, Paul's gone. I wonder if he fell down and can't get up.
Later, Jessica. We'll chat with you later.
Oh,
Thanks for popping in.
thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Mira, Jessica. I like that her avatar is sideways. It's just different from everybody else's. That's cool.
It's like do you ever like you meet those people? I feel like we have it all the time where you meet somebody and you're like, no, you have it. I'm gonna drag you across this finish line.
Thank you. Those are the
That's where I
best.
am at with her and a bunch of people. I was like, I'm determined. I'm dragging you guys across this line. There's no like some people you like peaceful nudge, you're like, if you figure it out, you figure it out. And then there's some people there's like, no, you were coming.
Right? So to me, that was Alicia. Because I'm like, girl, you got this, fam. You absolutely got this. What are you doing? What are we
Oh my gosh, and
doing?
isn't she killing it? She like has almost her whole podcast season done.
Right? That's what I'm saying. And like,
Yeah.
she was psyching herself out. So I'm like, nope, you're not going out like that. We ain't going out like that.
She working that back. I don't know how to act.
Mary Lewis mental.
We're gonna get Florida. We're gonna do a Florida playlist.
Oh, yo, we definitely need a playlist for the road. Kathy has my musical Tourette's playlist somewhere.
Now we're gonna bring back some 2 Live Crew.
Oh, that's just gold. That's just gold. Absolutely gold. Look at that girl with the Daisy Dukes on. I want you to. Yo, that's too funny. That gives me all kind of hilarious memories.
Question of the day. It's the question of the day. Hey, David Hunt.
Hey, David. As we
Minnie
say
says
in
she's
these
just a creator who's
streets,
been doing this full time for 22 years, and people do not respect because they don't understand.
dude. To this day, my cousin's wife is like, she don't believe I have a job, and it kind of makes me laugh because I kind of want to be the a hole and say, I make more than both of y'all, but I don't. I don't say that. I don't want
But
to
I
be
don't know.
that guy.
Sometimes we don't want to like go down that road, right?
Well, yeah, because then it'll become cool. Then you can buy XYZ. No, I can't.
And then you're buying dinner.
Yeah. And then it's always like, how do you guys always go on vacation? I'm like, do you suppose I'm selling drugs or something? Like, what do you think I actually do? So I don't know. Just be on the internet.
I had somebody who found me from my tutorials on how to be a content creator and was arguing with me about what is my job title. And I was like, content creator. They're like, no, but really, like, what is your job title? Content creator.
Yep.
But like you were coming to me asking me for advice. I'm telling you, this is what I do.
It says it on my
This is
passport, and that
my
messes
job.
people up. When I go to a different country, that messes people up. They're like, "Creator wa nan desu ka?" Creator desu. 何がね、YouTube みたいの。ほんまやね。ほんま。本当に仕事なんですか？まあ仕事です。珍しいなの。ちょっと特別なんですけども、本当にYouTube のクリエイター。だが、面白い。You know exactly what I said, even though you didn't understand it. You know exactly what I said.
Uh-huh.
They're like, you're a creator. What kind of creator? Like, kind of like YouTube. Oh no, YouTube? Yeah. That's a real job? Absolutely. Oh, interesting. Sounds like fun. That's the conversation. Every time.
Yeah.
Put your fingers in here. Put your eyes in the screen. When I'm going through customs. Then every once in a while I'll be like, I got a question. Yeah. So you can talk about whatever? Whatever you want. Oh, I want to do that. Go to Yodobashi camera,
Girl, yes.
grab your camera, and go for it. It's like, I already have a camera. Of course you do. You're Japanese. Just do it. Oh, sounds good. What's your channel
Standard
name?
issue.
Doc Rock. And they're like, and I says, and every once in a while I'll break out into, so well, I don't speak English. I'm cool. Every once in a while I break out into Japanese. Or you could just text me and I'll answer you the answer in Japanese. And they'll be like, arigato. It's just super funny. That's funny.
Jason Murphy's here too. Hey, Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Jason's in Orlando. Jason, you going to come to Podfest with us?
Oh, yes. Jason needs to come kick it with us at the
Their
fest.
tickets cost money for that one, or is that a free one?
What?
You have to buy tickets, right?
It
For
costs some
Podfest?
money.
Yeah. Meet us at Disney. I mean, that costs money also, but at least we're at Disney.
You stop messing with this.
Also,
app.
do we need to get tickets ahead of time for Rise of the Resistance? Because if we don't get on that ride, I am rioting. Like, I'm gonna
That's a
become
question
like
for Katie.
Darth
However,
Blue Verder.
the other Lou is gangster at Disney. Like, we went to go to these rides, and then he was like, I'm Lou Mangello. And it was like, hey, Lou, what's up? Boom, front of the line.
Okay, good.
And
Then
Kelly,
that's fine. I can
who
rock
did
with
our
that.
tickets, Kelly's daughter is Imaginationer.
Oh, so amazing.
Imagineer, whatever the word is. Y'all know what it
Imagine
is.
here, yeah.
All right, we ready? Let's do this. I'm
I'm
feeling
ready.
I'm feeling excitement. I'm feeling
It's
excitement.
spicy. It's feeling
All right,
spicy.
hold on.
All right.
I'm having a bad leg day. I got to stretch this son of a bitch out.
Stretch them out.
Oh, so pain. I'm gonna be cranky and in pain, but I'm gonna be laughing it off because we're gonna be in Florida. And somehow hanging out with Melise. Melise, that's a combination of Luis, Mary Lou, and Alicia.
All of us.
Hanging out with
Melise.
Melise
That's the name of our band.
and LD and Katie, I'm BI. Marshall.
Is Laura's gonna be there?
Yes, LD's coming. LD's
Yes.
coming. LD's coming. LD's coming. LD's coming. Sorry. He just told
Yeah.
me to do
So
a
like, cause I've
two-lap
been
crew,
like,
so it just came
yeah,
out.
I love it. Hey. What in the arthritis did I just walk into Torsen?
Exactly. I had to stretch out the
Doc's channel.
arthritis. Arthritis is kicking in my knees. All right, let me stop and start this recording. Oh! Damn, these glasses is dirty in the mug. That's okay. Nobody can see. You guys can't tell that they're dirty. I'm going to just let it go. Stop it. Never mind. I can't do that. Start the recording. And counting it down in 5, 4.
What is it with people saying you're just a creator? As if that makes you less than or irrelevant. But here's the truth, and it might be hard to hear, but what others think of you is none of your business. Unless you're using it as like market research and things like that. There are other situations where it might matter, but really on an opinion matter on an emotional level, what other people think of you is none of your business. But what really matters is how you see yourself. So if you've ever had your work as a creator dismissed, or I don't know, maybe you even caught yourself undervaluing the work of creators, this is the episode for you.
I agree with that because sometimes, and you kind of just touched on it, it turns out the person who sometimes dismisses it the most is you. And so now, okay, I know in the beginning when people used to say like, "Oh, what do you do?" I would just be like, you know, I still work in like audio or video or whatever. Like I wouldn't always say I was a creator. Now, as the children's call it, I stand on business, and I'll be like, I'm a creator. They're like, oh, I wanted to come by and get something laser engraved. Oh, I sold that business 4 years ago. What do you mean you sold that business? What are you doing now? I'm a full-time YouTuber. They're like, what? And they're like, oh, he must be suffering or something. Like the thoughts that go through their heads are funny. I can see the look on their face. Sometimes I can hear the look on their face on the phone. One of my buddies calls up and I'm like, obviously you haven't been watching the gram, which is cool. Some people aren't social media oriented, but I'm like, nah, fam, like, this is legit what I do. And they're like, oh, sounds like fun. And then other people are like, oh my God, I've been watching and it looks like you're on a roll, bro. What are you doing? Like, how do I do it? So yeah, it's interesting the different pickups on it and where people's mindset is on the case. But there's so much to backfill on this topic. I can't wait to dive in. This is so good.
Oh, there's so much to talk about. So much to talk about.
Juicy.
Because like, people like to use it as an insult, but also it's kind of a reaction to their not understanding what it is.
Yeah, so you
right?
mentioned it earlier in the pre-show, which is why people should come to the pre-show. It is definitely used as an insult in general, but it is heavily vaulted as an insult at females.
Yes.
Which is crazy. And the reason why that's weird, because I've even gotten it where somebody trying to understand in a conversation, like there's a circle of people we're talking, and they're like, oh, so you like an influencer? And then you mean like the makeup girls? And I say, yeah. Like with a conviction. They're like, what are you fat old man doing as a makeup girl? And I'm like, working. Like I just throw it right back at them. I just almost jokingly throw it back the way I used to get sort of backhanded racist comments back in the day. Like, oh, you're a good speaker. And this show has now been canceled by Mary Lou because she just left.
Gizmo was screaming at the door, and I was like, "Can I just sneak over here real quick?" She's
I,
like, rah, rah, rah. And then
I
I opened it
said,
and she looks at me like, "What are you doing?"
I said something about backhand's racist comment, and Mary Lou ran away. Like this show is
She
now
said,
canceled.
"Bye."
This show now canceled. But yeah, I almost treat it like that, which is funny because to me, sometimes all you can do is laugh at it. Because the other option is let it bother you, and I ain't trying to let it bother me.
Yeah, and it's with the reason it came up for me recently is a couple different things. It's like there's the people who want to be posting and they don't because they don't think they're a creator. So they think they're below. Like that's something unattainable for them. And then there was an interview. There's a news creator that I follow, V Spear. She's Under the Desk News on TikTok. Was recently brought on to an NPR interview, and the NPR interviewer clearly had an opinion and kept calling them news influencers or newsfluencers or something like that. And they were like, I've never heard this term. What do you mean by this? But it was clearly a cut down, not like a term. It was a cut down of like, no, but I'm a real journalist. You're an internet person. And as if they're less valuable because they didn't go to journalism school, but not every journalist has gone to journalism school. Not every actor has gone to acting school. Now, doctors, yes, I hope y'all go to doctor school, please. But, there's in the interpretation of information and sharing it with the people, you don't necessarily need a journalism degree in order to be doing that, right?
Yes.
So the cut down of it. And I think part of what I felt was coming from that was the fact that jobs are scarce, right? And the competition is fierce. And this interviewer, who's NPR interviewer, felt some kind of way that creators who talk about news on the internet were invited to go to the DNC, the RNC, to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, to all of these places. And it was a like, well, you should feel like you don't deserve this, was the neg that I felt, was the way that the approach sounded to me as someone who's been on the receiving end of things like that. Well, you're just a creator. You're not a host. You're not a professional. You're not on the news. You're not on TV. You're not in movies. You're just a creator. And it's like, well, what does everybody just watch now? They just watch stuff on their phones more than they watch you on TV.
So good.
The distribution access that we have is wild and unheard of in times before. But we just have it. We just
Well,
have it
and
because
and
we're
they
just
still don't even
creators.
understand like the reach. But before we go into, I had a really good anecdote to throw at you, which I just thought was hilarious, and I'm screaming in my kitchen as I'm watching this, and also laughing at the same time. But before we dive into that, let's hit them with the question of the day.
Question of the day. Have you ever been told you're just a creator? How did it make you feel and how did you respond?
Okay,
Because we're all
so
about how you feel and how you respond, because that's the only thing you can have control over, right?
100%. Right. And I've said this for a long time on this course. Responsibility is being able to respond. It's response able. So how you respond. And this is an old Viktor Frankl comment. Freedom lives between the stimulus and the response. And I just watched this happen in a game the other day. A player, I forgot what game I was watching, but a player goes in. I was watching round football, and he made a little tackle. The ball goes out. Him and the goalie bumped into each other. The goalie gets up and like pats him on the head. And let's just put it this way: the goalie is a Spanish from Spain, Spanish person, but of the non-melanated version. some of the most racist people in the planet. And he didn't pat the dude on the head to say like, "Oh, good shot" or whatever, like a sportsman like commentary. He did the full hand on top of the head pat. And in racism circles, that's like you might as well just call him N-word straight to his face. Instead of getting up and walking away, the other player got up and he went to go push the goalie. Hand slipped up and actually hit him in the face. Instant red card. Thrown out the game. And I was like, what you should have did was just walked away. Because now you're thrown out the game and your team has to play the end of the game without that. Okay? Oh, it was Real Madrid and the player's Vinicius Jr., who's a Brazilian guy who's often been in the news because the people in Spain can be a little racist and they yell things at him and they throw bananas at him on the field, all this other craziness. So he's just been under this thing. And so the goalie knew that if I could just do this, it would cause him to react and he'll get thrown out of the game. He's the best scorer on that team. He almost cost his team the game because all he should have did was let that slide. And so now I've learned that instead of reacting negatively, I have two things that I can do. Just inform them that, yeah, oh my God, it's a lot of fun, and just give off this crazy positive energy that makes them look stupid for clowning it almost. Or what I tend to do is like, yeah, and the crazy part is it's allowed me to take 3 trips to Japan this year, like 3 weeks at a time. So if I'm not in my studio creating videos, I'm traveling somewhere to go talk about it, or I'm in Japan. So that's why you ain't seen me. And then their thing just went, oh, yeah, I used to see this dude all the time. And now he'll never be around. I was like, yeah, if you notice my IG, like I'm always in Japan. They're like, wait a minute. It ain't cheap to fly to Japan for 3 weeks at a time. So they start like questioning. You know what I mean? They start questioning.
Right. And it's and what doesn't land on people initially is the reality of what just a creator is. Because, they can go to work and they've got 9 to 5. They know what needs to happen. Somebody else is in charge of everything, right? So someone else does the taxes, someone else does the payroll, someone else does negotiations. You just come to work and do your one thing, go home, drink yourself to sleep, whatever it is, right? Where they look at us and they're like, just a creator, and trying to downplay, right? The pat on the head. I was like, oh, that's cute. It's like, do you understand the reality that I have to do all the things?
All of it.
Every single thing. Like, you're saying I'm just a creator, but let me tell you, you are not cut out for this because this life is not for everybody. Not everybody can do this because you're the storyteller, you're the editor, you're the marketer, you're the entrepreneur, you're the on-camera person, you're the behind-the-camera person. You are everything. You are the talent, the producer, the director, the all of it. You are all of it, and you have to be the adult in the room also to make the decisions. Plus, you have to be your own therapist. Like, there is a lot to it, and it's not for everyone. That's where it's like some people, when they get into it and they don't think it's a big deal, but then eventually what's also another thing that's been coming up is people posting like 3 videos and they're like, oh, it's not working for me. And I was like, what did you expect to happen?
You can't open
Like,
any business and have that happen, right? You can't open a restaurant and all of a sudden you're the number one in town. You're on the cover of all of the magazines and whatnot. Like, it takes a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to tell you this funny story.
And then also they're like,
so I was watching a clip and it was, I want to say it was New Year's Day. No, it was Christmas. Nope, I take it back. I got it. I got the date now. Sorry, people. Black Friday. Gary Vaynerchuk was on CNBC talking about his new book. And they, of course, they love to get on Gary's thing and be like, so Gary, what's like the hot thing for 2025? And he's like, oh, it's live selling. And the lady goes, you mean kind of like QVC? And he was like, exactly like QVC, but better. He goes, these creators out here are just like showing the stuff that they bought, and they're giving their review and they're giving their take and they're giving that real person-to-person recommendation, and the people are buying this stuff in droves. And then she's like, wait. You don't have me sold. You mean like some regular dude off the street, or he said some regular person off the street is just going to sell me something? I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm sold. And he was like, Clarice, you don't need to get sold because it's happening with or without you. And then she was kind of clowning. And then she's like, but yeah, like that's not a big deal against like QVC or whatever. And he said, well, let me put this to you in the language that you understand. This private selling via social channels has generated over $4 billion last year. Now we're on CNBC, right? Now all the little Wall Street twats, they turn around and like, what? Oh, this I can understand. And she's like, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're buying anything or not, Candace. Everybody else is about this life. And he talked about that competitor for Flip, Whatnot. I think he said, he goes, yeah, so let me put it to you like this. I have a brand similar to Pokemon, and they're called V-Friends. I'm about to go do a 7-hour live stream or Whatnot. And you're like, you're going to sit there for 7 hours? He go, yeah, the last time I did that, I sold like 80,000 in that single setting. And they were like, what? And it was like, see, you tried to be a smartass because you're the TV people on CNBC. And unless you guys say it's worth money, it ain't worth money. And he was like, no, Candace, no. First of all, I don't need to sell you because it ain't about you. And second of all, whether you like it or not, whether you get it or not, this is happening. He goes, there are creators on TikTok right now that earn more than every person in this room combined. So y'all keep laughing at the 20-year-old girl selling makeup on TikTok. While you sit up here in your little suit, CNBC, some 20-year-old girl is out earning you. Charlie Laka, whatever the hell her face is, she earned more than every person on CNBC last year. And the year before that, and the year before that. Them CNBC people don't even know who the heck Charlie really, I don't even know her damn name. It ain't important. She still earned more than all of them. So why you clowning?
Yeah, exactly that. The when Instagram first started, like getting popular, and I was like, this is going to be a thing. Like, this is a thing. Like, marketing needs to be here, ads need to be here, brands need to be here. I remember a conversation I had of like, it's just people's pictures of their feet and their food, like they're like walking and stuff like that. I don't like it. We shouldn't do this. And I was like, it doesn't matter if you like it. It's already a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to like it or understand it to be a thing. It's here.
Dude, I have a friend who got during the pandemic, kind of got put in a bad way from her baby daddy and pandemic shutting down her job and the whole 9 yards. And she said, this is weird, but I got to feed my kid. I'm going to do only feet. Yo, she was making like 20 grand. She's like, I've never made much money in my life. I happen to be born with small, cute feet. And of course, everybody came for her. Everybody was talking smack or whatever. I'm like, yo, in the first 6 months of the pandemic, she made more than you did in the last 2 years. That's funny, but this is where people do because they're so judgmental, and again, it's not even just about the money. It's about, you're creating more than just a video. You're creating more than just a sound bite. You're creating more than just a short. Some people are creating communities. Some people are creating entire, what's the word I'm looking for? Entire sub businesses. Okay. So for instance, there's content creators who started out by themselves, but then next thing you know, they got a team of 20. They created 20 jobs from doing what they do. You see what I'm saying? Me getting hired at Ecamm allowed me to show them something that they didn't quite know about, allowed me to hire 3 more people now and another 6 contractors. So me by myself, I'm responsible for like 9 jobs that's paying people's bills. And it's not to pump a horn or beat a chest or whatever. That's what a creator does. You freaking create. So it ain't just about the video. It ain't just about the sound. What are you creating? Right now, the other people talking smack, you're creating angst, you're creating stress, you're creating self doubt, you're creating tension among your friend or your family member who you threw that salt at. If we're going to take it to the people in my family who had that stuff to say, you're creating the devil's work. I'm feeding children. So I'm creating the Lord's word, and I'm the atheist. Put that in your Bible and do what you want to do with it.
Yeah,
That's my
and
family, the
that's with
thumpers.
if it's hitting you in a weird way where like people are saying stuff to you and you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. If you're feeling any kind of way about it, I want you to reframe it. It's something that like Doc said specifically in a video he just posted yesterday was like, you learn something, you tell 3 people, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we are out here being meaningful creators, because you can also be a creator that's manipulative, you can also be a creator that's junk food, and all of those have their different places in the world. But if you are hanging with us, I really, really, really want you to be a meaningful creator where you are putting out something that is helpful to other people. So for every person that says something sideways to you, you have actually helped 100 people because you directly helped at least 3, and those 3 have helped another 3, and exponentially it just grows. If you stay meaningful in your purpose and in your point in what you're trying to do. And that's not that you're changing people's lives, but you are bringing a little bit of joy, a little bit of information, a little bit of growth. And then whatever people say to you will just roll off your back when they do not believe, they do not understand. You're like, that's fine. You don't have to understand because I know I'm doing something meaningful over here. So just a reframe for you. If it is coming up to you and you're like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this is less than useless. Like make yourself useful then. Make yourself useful and then they cannot say nothing to you. And
Oh,
that's where I'm
100%.
at right now. It's like you can't say nothing to me because I know what I'm doing.
And even the people, depending on your job, actually most jobs are creating something, right? So if you are a, let's say, a legislation or you work somewhere in the state house, you're creating community, urban structure, urban design, pathways for proper education or whatever. It's all creating. That's the thing that's sad about it, is it really is still all creating, right? Some people just produce carbon dioxide. That's literally what they do all day. But that's on them. Like I mean, it sucks, but that's the life that they chose. And I think a large portion of what they're saying is jealousy, because a lot of people want to just do the thing that they want to do all day and enjoy it, right? So a lot of that hate speech comes from the idea of jealousy. I know that in our family there's talk about like, well, oh, you guys must be able to do this because you're your own business people, so your time is just yours to do whatever. And I was like, I don't know if you realize this, but I put in way more hours than the 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So like I would always get, oh, can you go pick up one of the other people's kids, from school or whatever, because you got your schedule, you can do whatever you want. And like I gotta cancel a Zoom meeting, move some stuff around or whatever to go pick up a kid that I didn't invent. because the grandparents assume that because I am my own business, I can just do whatever I want whenever I want. And then it's like, oh, it's Saturday. You're working? Yes. Are you really working on Saturday? Yes. Oh, but we want to do this thing where we're going to go to the beach and stare at each other. I'm like, no. I got to attend to Paul and Alicia and Yolanda and Gretchen and, so and so, et cetera. And at first, they would get mad about it. But more and more, they understand. You know what I'm saying? So when I basically talked to them the other day, which is super funny because I just met the one cousin who still doesn't understand what I do and think it's not a real job. Um, the next day, I'm talking to grandma and like, yo, I just got a promotion. And then she's excited. She's through the roof. Like she gets it because she knows some of you guys, from doing streams or people talking to her or, like Kathy, them sending us in some random things. And she also got to meet some people when we went to Seattle. So she's met Elaine and Dina and Shelly. Shelly saves the day. So like she's friends with them now. She watches their streams in the whole 9 yards. Bob's is on the couch. Hey Shelly. She can't say Shelly, the Japanese tongue. But hey Sherry, it's super hilarious. But it just is what it is. Like so you can definitely when people get it, they get it. And one of the easiest things I did when I was first feeling some little bit of heat from, say, the in law about me doing what I do is I set the TV up with the YouTube button and showed her where the content that she would watch is like. Like she could see actual shows from Okinawa and she can listen to music from Okinawa, whatever. I swear to you, she does not watch the Spectrum Box at all anymore. All she watches is YouTube. And so, oh, I seen your video on YouTube. I was like, did you watch? No, I don't understand. But I was watching my Japanese program and then your face popped up. You and that other girl. I was like, Mary Lou? She goes, yeah, she's Filipino. Yeah. I go, yeah. But she actually sees the thumbnails pop up now. Now she watches it and then she goes, "Oh, I seen Dina or I seen Luis." Like she knows who you guys are because they show up on her feed. You know, so sometimes they just need to understand, and sometimes you need to just ignore that person. In this particular case, it was worth it for me to teach. And just the other day, after 3 years, we're in the kitchen, we're chopping up for holidays. And she's like, I should make a YouTube channel to teach my Okinawan recipes. I was like, man, I've been telling you this for like 4 or 5 years. And it used to be about her English, but now she watched all these Japanese creators speaking English horribly, but they still do. And they got millions of people following now. So now, there might be a Baba channel one day.
Almost, like, she could even just do it in her native tongue and then do a
100%.
translation on it.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's like
just
we
you
have tools
talking
for
to the
that.
dog is good enough because her and Osaka be having full ass conversations.
Oh.
And he
All
be
right, so
looking at
before we
me
get
like, save
into
me.
that was Osaka.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into why creators matter even more, I want to know about your pick of the week.
Okay, listen. I have been on my little health mission because I realized I got to be around here long enough to irritate the hell out of y'all longer. So, one of the things I needed to do was definitely pick up on my water intake. And yes, it's easy. And yes, you could buy a bottle with little lines in it, or you could be Doc and go buy yourself an $80 bottle that tells you when to drink. So, this is my Hydrate Spark. This one is big and heavy. I highly suggest don't buy the 32 ounce like I did because it's heavy as sin. However, every time I'm finished and I drink, I sit it on the table, a little light glows, and it lets me know. But the other thing that happens, if I hadn't drank in a while, it glows on my desk. And so I can just see it out the corner of my eye, a little woo, 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 which reminds me to drink. So this has a couple benefits. One, I am getting in my 3 liters of water a day that I need to drink. But the other thing it does, when you of a certain vintage, it makes you have to go to the bathroom. So you know what that means? I sit at the desk less because I got to get up and walk Oh, and I'm not at home. This is my office. So I got to walk all the way to the bathroom, which is on the other side of the building. I take it one step further and I walk all the way to the one that's at the grocery store because it's like a block and a half away. So I actually get in more steps, right? And it gives me a chance to go outside, check to see what's going down, so on, etc. So yes, it's definitely good. So Hydrate Spark, I put the link in the scripty, but it's worth it. And yeah, I might order a portable one before camps. I need a smaller one because at conferences, Luis and I would tell you the last time, it's easy to dehydrate yourself at a conference. There's water right there at the end of the thing, but you're so busy going. So if you get the little watch buzz, they'd be like, hey, pimp, you need to drink some water. It'll remind you. It's important. Got to stay hydrated. Got to stay hydrated.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. And I mean, with it being heavy, I know you were getting back into your weightlifting, so it gives you a little
It's almost
extra
like curling.
little
This
boost
sucker's
there.
heavy.
Yeah.
The 32 ounce is no joke. I should have got a 21 ounce or a 17
Yeah.
even.
You're gonna get like extra, just a little extra lift, a little extra lift.
Yeah.
My pick of the week this week, because I am actively looking for alternatives to TikTok, because to not be the bearer of bad news, we don't know what's gonna happen with this TikTok ban. But if TikTok does get banned, we will lose CapCut because it is the same company. Now, whether or not TikTok gets banned is not the issue here. We just need to know alternatives, right? We just need to have not all of our eggs in one basket. And when you know one video editor enough and you start to play with other ones, then I think, use really where you start to click of like, I understand the fundamentals of editing, not just I know this program, right?
Right.
So I've been testing a couple of different ones. And I remembered at Creator Camp, Roy, Tech Troublemaker, was like, I really like InShot. And he's like, yeah, I used to use InShot years ago. Let me go try that again. A couple other people brought it up. And for what I need, what I feel like is the basics that people need for making short form is auto cutting out dead spaces and putting captions on there. For that, it does it, and I'm into it. It's slower than CapCut, but I know that they've done a lot of upgrades in 2024. And I know that it is not lost on all of these companies that there's a gap in the market, right? So they are coming up and they're coming up fast. And that one still has an option to buy a lifetime license that is cheaper than the annual of CapCut. So is it have everything that CapCut has? No, not yet. But it's the one that I've been playing with the most lately because I've been trying like as many as I can. And I'm into it if you're needing a solution right now. Now, I know that there's other stuff that's coming on in the horizon. And there's some companies that I'm really hoping that their product rises to the top. But time will tell. Time will tell. But
I
InShot
love that.
is my recommendation as of right now.
And InShot will let you edit on the computer too. I've been messing with that as well a long time ago. When we first got the M computers, InShot was the first one that I tested that you can, because you can run an iPad app on your computer. A lot of people don't know that about M-based computers. You can run iPad apps on your M-based computer. And now everybody's computer is M-based at this point. So if there's an iPad app that you like, you want to run it on your desktop, absolutely you can do that. So that's cool.
Cool.
All right. So where was we? What were we going to say now?
All right, we talk about why do creators matter?
Did you just knock that, or did the handle sag?
It was the arm went.
Oh God, I love when that happens.
But this is one. I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for this replacement arm. But I know we do have some pals at Podfest that I need to chat with.
Yeah, 100%.
To maybe
I keep my wrench from my Elgato arm right inside the arm because it definitely is a sag every once in a while.
Yeah, and it's like it's the tightest it could be, but like you hit it just right, and then she says bye.
Boing. That's super funny.
It's part of the show, though. Like my doc pop, fortunately, will protect.
Mary Lou's mic arm.
It's not going too
ED.
far. Yeah, she's having a hard time over here. Okay, so why do creators matter? It's more than just making a video for fun, right? We can educate, we can inspire, we can entertain. I believe it was Tora said here in the live audience chat that she is proof in what feedback she's gotten from creators who stopped themselves from doing really bad things to themselves because
100%.
they felt a connection. What we provide is connection and communities and things that people aren't getting in real life. People are lonely. People are lonely, but we have access to reach out through the pixels and the internet and the cables and the wires and the lights. We can do this because somebody needs to facilitate, right? Not everybody is the type of person that will create spaces, but as creators, we create spaces around a thing. It's
Right.
important. It
Right.
is important.
And I love the fact that, again, you had mentioned earlier, like, what are some really good ways to deal with it when people say this? And I think the energy and the response can go a long way. So if someone's like, "Oh, well, you're just a creator and all you do is sit around in your office and make YouTube videos," and then you could be like, "Yeah, that's what I do," throw the neck, whatever. Or you can be like, "Yeah, that's what I do." Or you can be like, "Oh my God, I really wish I could teach you to do this because you know how, like, you go through this mission to learn what your purpose is? The most incredible thing happened to me. I discovered my purpose, and now it's not just like I'm working, but I'm working on my purpose, and I know it's going to leave an incredible legacy. But on top of the legacy, I know that I'll be able to, leave a bunch of money for my nieces and nephews, and I'm just changing people's lives out here. Like, it's so incredible. I wish you could come with me and give me a couple of more years. I might even try to hire you so I can get you out of that dumb job you got." They're like, "Well, that wasn't. No, I wanted you to be mad that I said something. You got happy.
Mhm.
Like, you talked
Yeah.
about
They're
it
like,
from a
yes.
happy. Like, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to
Yeah.
do with that. And it's not like, oh, I'm gonna show you, Mom, when I pay your house off. You just like, I can't wait till I get big enough that I can hire you and get you out of your job because I know you don't like it. But like, imagine when you get to work on purpose. Like, what's your purpose? And they're like, what do you mean purpose? I was like, oh, it's okay if you don't know your purpose. Now you can just give it right back to them. But like, something about working and knowing your purpose, like, this is beyond passion. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, wait, what? Remember how you was passionate about your ex-husband and now you can't stand him? Yeah, so passion's not it. Like, this is my purpose. Like, I get up every day and I love what I'm doing. And I know sometimes you talk about, oh, you got to work to Monday and you feel, whatever. I don't want that for you. We're family. I want you to be like me, where I just wake up every day excited. And they're just like, what? I go, yeah, remember how y'all talked to me about finding Jesus? That's how you felt? That's how I felt. And then my sister be like, you know what? And I'll be like, got you. I got you with your own sauce. Uh-huh. Remember coming to America? Uh-huh.
And I feel like the trash talk is like died down like as the years progress, as people realize that
Because
this
they're starting to
is
watch and they're starting to see their
yes.
creators. And then some of them understand because they're in some other community that they notice. But like, to my biggest naysayer sister, I'm like, it's super funny how you will watch. I'll just use the wrong name, but everybody will understand. You will sit there and watch Cefalo Dollar or Crefalo, whatever the hell that boy name is, sit up there and lie to people and make millions and millions of dollars, and you don't see that as a creator, but you're watching him on YouTube, suckering people out of their money for some water that they can sprinkle and be blessed. And you don't see nothing wrong with that, but you're gonna look at what I do when I'm legit blessing people and think of it as less than. That part to me is funny, but people starting to come around, and the big one was, and I just watched a whole breakdown on this. It was really incredible. When Peyton Manning retired, everyone thought he was either going to coaching or just go become yet another broadcaster. But he started Omaha Productions. And Omaha Production turned into a couple podcasts and a couple TV shows, and now a couple of Netflix series, one called Quarterback, one called Receivers, and now he has some other ones going on in other sports. And then Omaha Production got LeBron making his own production company. And now all these athletes are like, yo, even Steph Curry, he produced a TV show on Peacock right now. It's like, we're not just gonna, I'm not even gonna wait till I retire. These dudes are making production companies and making TV shows while they're still balling. And now ESPN is like, oh, we effed up because we offered him a contract and he laughed. And we were like, we're about to pay you more than any other retired player to come and be and paid. It was like, ha, whatever. I'm going to be uh, debating Manning, you know? And so he invented his own sauce. And at first they laughed at him. Omaha Productions is now worth $400 million, more than they ever were going to pay him to speak. His little $4 or $5 million a year they were going to pay him to speak as the guy. So he does I know Yolanda's around somewhere. He does a Monday Night Football stream with his brother Eli, who retired right after, and it's like the two brothers watching the game and talking smack, and you'll put the game on and turn that sound off, and you put on Peyton and Eli and turn that sound on, and it's a much better game. It's just way better. So yeah, like this is where it's at. I can see, I can see in a couple years, instead of watching the game and listening to ABC, I'll listen to Yolanda and Hendo. Is way more interesting. It's way more interesting because they're funny, and the stuff that they talk about, and it's like it's people that you know what I mean. So like, I don't know those dudes on ESPN.
Who are going to just say the same thing over and over and over again. And
Yeah,
where I'd rather just listen to my friends say the same thing over and over again.
yeah. And when then their jokes are corny, like their jokes are mad corny, and it also isn't spoken to in your culture, so to speak, right? I know
Mm-hmm.
the vernacular of Yolanda and Hendo. Like I know where they're coming from. I know what it means to them, and it's not about the check or just saying dumb stuff. Like it's funny. Like I'm not even a fan of their team, but I'll watch their streams because I'll just watch it my homies.
Just watching the homies. And that's what it is we're doing here online is right. This is the connection that you don't get with people you just watch on TV. There
Yeah.
is a wider gap between you and them because there's not the chat, right? I feel like the chat, the comments is what makes a big difference between, like what they do, like Kathy Lee and Hoda versus Doc and Mary Lou, right? Like we're sitting here, we're chit chatting about things, we're hanging out with you, but we have a chat and we see you. And I was like, I see David, I see Minnie, right? I see Luis. We're hanging out. I see Andre. We're
But
hanging
you
out.
bring some, you just said something so powerful. You know why Kathy Lee and Hoda blew up? Because they started being best friends on camera instead of two presenters. At first, they were presenters and they were super professional. And then every once in a while, they would do what's called break the wall or break the fourth wall or whatever. And then they would just be best friends. And then studies showed people like that the most. And then season and a half later, the wine bottle is out, the wine glasses is out. It's just them two clowning and being curious. Like one thing you could say about Hoda, she went from serious journalism to being herself. And this is not saying she wasn't a good journalist. She was one of the best, like, investigative journalists. Let me dig into you and find out what kind of crooked stuff you're doing. But when she went to just being her best friend with her best friend on TV and straight clowning and drinking her wine and talking her smack and allowing her blackness to leak out a little bit, people connected with it so much more. And now you watch TV guys, even the TV guys are trying to be, I hate this word, more authentic on camera. They're trying to be less polishy. So even those guys.
And that is not an easy thing for people to do. Like
Nope.
it's very like I feel for my friends who are like hosts and like they've reached out to me and they're like, you just show up without makeup, like in your bathrobe and just like say the thing. I was like, yeah. And then like you think about it and it's like, I guess if you are like trained that the only time you can show up on camera is when you look flawless, which is a fallacy. Like you can show up camera however, but that's the way you've been trained. and that's what you've been validated as like what works, then yeah, it is hard. It's like hard to wrap your head around. But you could just show up, but you can just show whatever, right? It's like, you can, but it is something to work for. So if those of you that are creators and like claim being creators and are comfortable with that, just know that is stuff that is hard for professionals to do. And if you're the person who is still sitting back and you're like, I could never, because you are scared to do any of it all at all, you totally can. You totally can. You deserve to be here. If it's on your heart to do it, then you can do it because it's here. We're ready. We're ready to hear what you have to say. And I'm ready to give you some rapid fire questions, Doc, if you are ready to
I'm
hear.
ready. I just thought of a show idea. You should talk to Danger Boy about this. I would
Okay.
love to see, even as just a Zoom call, a live writer's room. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
Will, Jerry, because Jerry Minor is a writer for
Mm-hmm.
Abbott Elementary, and they go through their circle of friends, especially some of the guys that are trying to get into the business, and just do a Zoom and do a writer's room and just have somebody in the chat throw up a term, and then the writers room it so they can practice. I would watch
Yeah.
that show 7 days a week, right? So Murph would throw up some random topic, right? Murph would be like, holy sneakers. And then the writer's room got to take that to town and like sort of invent in a time frame, almost like a game show. They got to invent like a little mini skit. And then they're going to do the skit and then end scene and then go to the next. So it's almost like an improv, but like just live as a show.
Yeah.
I would watch that on a regular basis. And anybody could come through, anybody could step up to the mic. Yo, I would watch that on a regular basis.
Yeah, I brought up concepts like that and chatted with like some of the writer people that he knows, but they're scared to show up
Idiots.
on camera.
Idiots.
But it's
Just
okay.
you're a
That's
comedy
fine. We'll get
person. Put on a freaking mask, homie. Like put on
Yeah,
a
we
mask.
got we have the resources for that, so, maybe we
Yeah, you
just
and I
use
also
that. It's
dumb
like
enough to wear
you
a
just got to
mask on
call in.
camera.
You just got to call it. You just got to call in and it'll be all good from there. All
All
right,
right,
my
go
first
ahead.
question for
Rapid
you.
fire.
Okay, what is one thing you think that people underestimate that creators do?
Heal. Big time. Creators heal. Like
Mm.
legit heal. I can tell you one of the most incredible things for me is watching the transformation of Baba, super sad. I won't call it depressed because she's of the generation where they never really used it that way, but I would call it depressed. Her husband gets dementia. We finally have to put him in a home. She's at home by herself. Her best friend's no longer there. And I set her up. I showed her a couple stuff that she's watching on TV. Now she's talking to them through the screen like they can hear her. And she's happy and she's enjoying. And then we often watch people who are on, now that I've been dragging her with me to trips, we watch travel creators sometimes. And she's like, hey, show me. What? We went there. Remember this place right here? And like to see her light up and know that not only did I help her get out of something that can be very depressing when you're because my dad, same thing. My mom has Alzheimer's. My dad didn't take it the way Baba took it. And I kept trying to tell him that he just got to get out there. My dad sat at himself to death. And especially after he passed, I'm like, I can't let this happen to Baba. And it's really weird that, like my mom and Karen's dad both got like Alzheimer's at the exact same time. But she's thriving through watching creators and it has healed her to some extent. She's never going to be fully healed because can you imagine your life when you got to go put Will in a home somewhere or vice versa? Both of y'all would
Mm-hmm.
be devastated. You know what I'm saying? And so when you can heal, it's big. And, when my next person to get dementia is Paul, but we'll be here. Pause in the chat. Sorry, Paul. I saw you was looking at something. I had to break your concentration.
You
But
know, and
yeah,
I'm
so
interested to
creators
see
heal,
like
man. They just
where
heal.
things go.
Yeah,
As like as creators, we do age, what the like mental usage of our past content will be. Like as the
correct.
creators, like what will happen um with that? You know, like that's interesting to me because like what if, like when I'm older and people like I'm not remembering things, but then they're like, here, watch your YouTube videos, and you're like, oh yeah, oh, like she's cute.
Dude, listen, I would say even in the last year from our NAB trip to now, like even you, um, I would give you. I said I did this in the stream the other day. I said to you, to Alicia and Yolanda, and I hate to say it, even that freaking Torah, you guys even healed me a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys are the reason why I'm on this like I am going to rip a hole in the YouTube space continuum and make a video every day for 68 days solid. Ain't no stopping us now. Like even that's healing. Like that there's some healing aspect to that.
What is a creator from before you were like full time creating, a creator that you looked up to and you were like, wow, I connect with that. I could do that, if
This
any.
is so amazing. Good question. It was Leo Laporte, and strangely enough, even though I was creating longer than him, also Renee, because Renee did the thing that I hadn't done yet, which was leave my tech writing spot to go do it by myself. And so then Renee got my dream position, which was being on Twit. And so I watched Renee and I started into the tech writing business at the same time. And we were writing for two different rags. And our rags weren't competitors, but they were often spoken about in the same composition. We were all very much co-opetition. And then Renee was much more prolific with the writing. At that time, I was holding down a full-time job as well. And then I watched Renee get the spot on Twit. And I was like, yo, I wasn't mad. I wasn't like, and this is key. Write this down, people. When somebody else succeeds, doesn't mean they took away the lane for you. If anyhow, they opened up the lane for you. They proved to you what's possible. Some people feel like if Minnie got the bag, oh, I can't get the bag because Minnie got the bag. Yo, there's a lot of bags. Minnie can't carry but 2 bags anyway. Her arms are too short to box with God, right? The rest of them bags is over there. If anything, Minnie's like, yo, player, I need help carrying these bags. Come get one. Come get one for yourself and then bring an extra one for me too since I brought you over here. Like, that's really what the creator space is about. Just because somebody else succeeded doesn't mean that opportunity is no longer there for you. And like Minnie just said in chat, they are proof of concept. So when I saw Renee get the dream spot on Twit, I was like, frick, I could do that too. So I started diving heavy into creating content. I'm doing my thing. And Renee is like, yo, I got to go to CES. I can't do Twit. Can you do it? And Leo was like, yeah, Doc, you the man. You know as much as Renee. So he calls me up. I did my first show. And they're like, damn, this kid is dope. Hey, can you come back again? Yes. Whenever we need a sub, can you be the sub? Yes. So I became designated hitter. So yeah, it's it. It's it. And then Alec, Take One Tech, we got Alec because Alec was a Twit rider. He seen me on Twit. He's like, what's Ecam? And then now we stuck with that bald-headed pumpkin looking cat. Like you never know, bro. You never know.
Oh, well, so you've helped so many people as a creator. What's one of your most proudest moments as a creator in this creator career so far?
That one's tough.
Yeah, because there's a lot. Like you've done a lot.
But I would say honestly, the ones that I hold dearest to my heart is both Paul and Luis. Like I didn't know Luis from Bob, but I met him and I was like, yo, that dude is kind of like my family. But I had mostly girls, So Luis was like the little brother I didn't get. When I finally did get a little brother, my little brother might as well have been my little sister because my little brother Daryl, he was not about to go outside and play with me. He wanted to play Barbies, and I was like, "Damn it, Daryl!" And then, same with Paul. Like I don't know. It's just as much as we clown, like we just connected, and I was just like, Paul is just like somebody I probably would have kicked it with if there wasn't an ecam. He'd be much more drunk than he is. But I don't know, man. It was just Luis and Paul are like my family, and then there's you two. So I would say doing this show is definitely high on the list. But I know for a fact that doing this inspired Luis and it changed his life as far as being able to have more time to be with nephew. And nephew's in charge of the whole company. F Ken and Glenn. don't everybody never play that. The community is run by Aiden. Everybody in the community loves Aiden, and like I just feel like he don't gotta deal with it by himself. You know what I mean? Like even when we do class, everybody like, shut up, Luis. Where's Aiden? He got to pick Aiden up, and then Gretchen is like, Aiden. So watching like the way Diana and Gretchen, myself, even the other people in the community, how we all levitated to nephew, and that takes some of the burden off of Luis. Like I just know we out here doing work. I know we out here doing work, and so I don't know what it means to everybody. And this is super funny. And just to show you how real this is, I don't know what the connection is yet, but we met Taisha like a couple streams ago. And I don't know, something says she's part of our little like bloodline. She has a certain thing. Like I saw it in Yolanda a couple months back, and she has a certain thing, and I'm like, yo, she's going to be on that list of the family members that we clown super hard, and she clowns back at us, and like she's the next one to get like elevated to the family circle. I don't know why.
One of us.
Yeah,
One
one
of
of
us.
us. Yeah, something about her demeanor is like she could cut up with us just as much. We somewhere almost getting arrested, kind of ruckus, like us at the Chinese
Oh.
restaurant at Amesbury a couple months back. Okay, that's enough of that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you were not a creator, what would you be doing instead?
Creating. I've always been a creator.
Yeah, it's
And like
gonna
YouTube doesn't
be.
have to exist, bro. Like when I was a
Mhm.
little kid, I was like in the living room after church doing showtime for the fam. So like grandma and the Bible study ladies would be over, and then I'd be like, Mimi, let's go do our play. So we would interrupt the Bible study. We ain't supposed to go in there, and we had these big sliding doors. You got to open the sliding door. So we would go in, and we have a little coffee can drums, and then we had our little microphones, which was like hairbrushes or some stick or whatever. And then we were like, boom, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Jackson Five, and we'd be like, A B C. It's easy to 1, 2, 3, and like yo, me and my sister, we would just cut up. Like we would cut up in front of company on a regular basis. So, like, always been a creator. Like always. Used to make up my own stories. I was always the dude that make up Weird Al Yankovic style songs. Whenever to any song that came on, I had my own separate lyrics. I was forever singing and dancing as a kid, and I can't sing at all. I could dance really good, but I couldn't sing. But it just never stopped me. So I've always been a creator. I always created something. I like making stuff with my hands. I've tried everything from crocheting to woodworking, laser engraving, CNC, building cars, breaking down cars, stealing. Never mind. Removing cars from their rightful spot. All of the above. Like I feel like I've always been a creator, so I still be creating. I don't need YouTube.
Right? And that is a thing for all of you who are listening or watching at home to realize that if it is in you and you're feeling like you want to be a creator, you are a creator, but you're not sure about it or you're doubting it. The haters are saying something. If you really think about it, you have always been a creator because we all have always been a creator. If we go back
Mm-hmm.
to everyone as children, creativity is natural for us until it is snuffed out. until we start to put walls around it. But I think creativity is natural for all of us. And like Doc always says, if you are you could be creating excuses. You are creating. We are all creators. But if you stay focused on what is true for you, what you can do to participate in the community, and what kind of like meaningful place you can have in other people's lives, that will help ground yourself as a creator on the internet. But putting yourself around people like our community, that is what is going to help you stay focused, feel supported, and know even what to talk about. Because, you know, you're hanging out with us, people like all the time, and they're like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, just come talk to us for like 5 minutes. You
And
will
you
know what to
technically
do.
know what to do. You just
You know
it's
what to
something
do.
else. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
I I really believe that 9 times out of 10, when people say they don't know what to do, or they don't know what to create, or they don't know how to get started, I think all of those excuses are just excuses. You technically know how to get started because of GOOGLE, so you already know how to get started. Because of YOUTUBE, you know how to get started. You don't need our help on one mic. You don't need our help on one camera. You don't need our help on one lights. All those videos have already been created by me, by Mary Lou, by Luis, by Roy, by a bunch of us. We've all created those videos, so that exists. And if you don't find us, you find somebody else. Okay, so all of that stuff is there. Most of what you're saying, the reality of what you're saying is you are afraid what somebody that you care about will say about you. But you need to know something. Sometimes, and you'll recognize this if you go back in your history and you think about it, there are people that you care about and you feel some type of way about, and it kind of sort of turns out they don't actually care about you in that same level, right? Every 13-year-old boy knows about this. So you might be spending your energy stopping yourself from creating the next dope piece of content. You might be sitting on the next $1 billion idea, but you're not doing it because you're worried about what somebody you care about might say. They might not even care about you the same way. And it's not bad. That's just they might be on to something different. You know what I mean? I got I got a friend who graduated college the day, went back to their house, party over, and the dad is like, all right, guys, I got to tell y'all something. What? I'm out. What do you mean I'm out? I was just waiting for the last one to finish school, and now they finished school. Well, where are you going? Well, I met someone. I mean, I knew you guys were having problems, but I didn't know you were going to get a divorce. And he goes, yeah, it's not even about that. I've known for a long time, but when I grew up, I couldn't be my real me. And now that all three kids have graduated college, I can be my real me, and I'm going to go. Well, where are you going? Oh, do you remember Uncle, let's just say, Uncle Meyer? Yeah. Yeah, we're technically together. Jaws. Wait, you and Auntie been faking this whole time? No, we're friends. We're best of friends. But in our generation, with our religion and our nationality, things that are common to you guys wasn't common for us. I would have been murdered or like, taken out to pasture or something. But now that all the kids are graduated and I've covered my responsibilities, I can go be me. And we are going to be together. And you know what? Everybody was like, bet, cool. And me, I'm the wise butt. I knew the whole time I was telling y'all. And they're like, shut up, stupid. I was like, I was telling y'all that he not like what you think. But imagine that. Imagine having to hide the real you for 30 some odd years. So, like, trust me, trust you me. It doesn't matter what they think because they're not going to be the ones that have to suffer through you holding back what you want to hold back. You know what I'm saying? You also might find out that they got your back. You might have been tripping. Because when he came out, the family was like, bet, we got your back. So he was a little afraid to even tell us. It would have been okay. We could have kept it out of the rest of the people. We could have kept it to ourselves. But he was afraid that people in the family would trip. And it's like, nobody cares. Like, you still cool as a poo. So you never know. Like just don't hold back, people. Like it's really not a thing. And I wanted to bring out one last thing because you asked about, like how I knew I was a creator. I used to be extremely good at creating excuses. So I was even a creator at that level. I was master of creating excuses and creating blame and creating it somebody else's fault and all of those things that I just despise. And I think, sometimes the reason why you despise certain behavior is because it's you and you don't like it in you. So it's extremely magnified in someone else.
Yeah, I think that's the moment right there. That's it. That's the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. So help you, Doc.
I do. Listen, we want to give you a couple of things real quick. Make sure you write down like your why. Like I tell everybody this, and the guys think I'm crazy. I'm gonna keep repeating it until you all do it. You need to write down your why. You need to put it somewhere where you can see it. And I think it's super important to say your affirmations out loud. I made the dang t-shirt. I am a creator. I say it, I say it, I say it. Why do I say it out loud? Is because you start to behave like it. You start to believe it, right? I think there's some people in our crew right now that still haven't fully bought into the idea of being a creator. And so that's why they're second guessing themselves. But I need you to say it from the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain. You need to be like, I am a creator. I create content that helps people. I create content that saves lives. I create content that makes people funny, have a good time, whatever it is, but you need to actually say it. So write it down and you need to say it. And then if you find people who don't support you, cool. You love them, but disconnect them from your space. Deal with them on weekends, holidays, funerals, weddings, whatever, but disconnect them from your space. And then also, Mary Lou wrote this in the document. Create your wins folder, your positivity folder. So when you start feeling some type of way, go back and read. This is why you got to journal. You got to journal your wins, journal your losses, put your wins in a different color. Go back in and just look at your wins. That's it. I mean, it's a big thing. Like I told all of the parents, you should just know you've already done the hardest thing, fam. Like just look at them children and be like, if I could create that shit, I could do a YouTube video. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mary
We're
Lou
so
is
glad that you're
screwed.
here. And if you are a creator, then like be a creator. What was that?
I said, you and I are screwed because we ain't got no little kids to look at.
Yeah, well, and that's why we here. That's why we create so hard, so much because we
Crazy
want to
so
help you
hard, motherfuckers
guys.
trying to find me.
Yes, right? Because, you guys are there wanting to create and I can feel it. Like we can feel it through the chat. We can feel it through the comments. They're like, "I want to, but you already doing it."
Yep.
Just in that but dot dot dot, you already creating the
Yep.
excuse. So might as well use that energy to create the
What
content.
are you spending your energy on? Are you spending your creative energy on creating some output? Or are you spending your energy on creating excuses and procrastinating? And yes, 100%. I love it. I love it. Man,
Yes.
this was good. Dang it, Mary Lou, you
It was
just crushed it.
good.
You crushed another one.
Listen, when I feel strongly about it, come in hot.
So you don't got to tell me, but I can just tell from your face. Who in your family pissed you off for this episode?
Not family. It was not family. It was that interview, that NPR interview I felt for
Yo, you ever be
that
listening to the
creator.
interview and you just want to yell at them? Be like, what? And so that's
Yes.
why it's funny that you had that reaction because that was a reaction I had when the lady was talking smack to Gary Vee. I was like, first of all, lady, do you know who you talking to? Second of
Be
all,
like, "Ma'am,
I'm like,
sit
listen,
down."
I'm like, girl, you don't need to understand. We know. Mary Lou is out here on Flip doing that work, like, come on, and whatnot.
Yeah, and whatnot. And if you are somebody who's not getting yet into live shopping, like Flip and Whatnot are actually I think would be complementary because Whatnot's like resale, right? So if you're the kind of creator that is getting a lot of product, like I get a lot of product and then I need to give it away or sell it or it's like I don't need all of the things, right? So if I can try to sell it like local, I will try to sell it or give it to someone who might need it. But if I can sit on a live stream like a garage sale and hang out like we're doing here, but also I'm like, here's all the stuff I got this week. Who wants it? Amazing.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a garage sale because I need to clean this office. I got some things
Yes.
that need to go someplace. Come
Yes. Like
on.
Whatnot is a good spot for that. Like it's good. We gotta talk to Bobby Las Vegas about it. He can teach us all the ways.
Oh, that is perfect. Because I'm telling y'all, some of y'all are sitting on equipment right now that you don't even need no more, and it's like so, the Osmo Pocket 4 fitting to come out, and it's going to be $500, and you'll be like, I don't have $500, but you got like $700 with the crap sitting in your desk, and you ain't pressed.
Hmm.
You could just go live real quick on IG and be like, I'm selling this, 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 and this. Who want to buy it? Somebody DM me. I will ship it to you right away, and then, bam, you're there. You're there.
And there. And there. Well, I hope you guys feel energized and excited to continue fighting for your position in the creator community because we want you here. You add to the community. You feed us as much as we feed you. So thank you for being here and hanging out with us on Creators Unstuck.
Boom. You know
That's
what it
Doc
is.
on this
And,
side. Let's see which side. I don't know. It's covered. It's Doc on the other side of the screen.
yeah, you had you had it right, and that's very look. I can just do it. Uh, oh my God! Listen, people, this is good. You can find me all over the internet channel. Andre said our YouTube links. I'll fix it. Andre. I'm sorry about that, but anyway, let me press this button real quick. It didn't work.
You have been unstuck with Creators Unstuck, Doc Rock, and Mary Lou Mando.
Yo, tell him what you want. What you really, really want. Anna, what is up? Anna, she is in there. Listen, before we go, you know what? I always have to end every episode with "See you." That is too funny. Hello, Anna Heel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Listen, I love it. I love it. Dude, this was really, really good. Thank you, Lou. Great topic. Couldn't wait to dive in. Yesterday, Anna had me cracking up because she set the scenes up and she was teasing Fortunes about his big head. And you know when you go to make somebody laugh at a joke, but you make yourself jokes, you laugh so hard that you no longer can control it? She looped herself teasing Fortune's big ass head, and then she couldn't stop laughing, and it making me laugh because oh my God, it was just too funny. So you got to go watch yesterday's ENN. You're just gonna die. All right, family. Mary Lou has to go do a stream, and I need to go pee after drinking all this damn water.
Yeah, and like 4 hours straight of streaming, right?
Yeah, I've been
You've been
streaming
in
for
it.
a hot minute.
I'm
All right,
in
fam.
it.
I
All
will
right,
see
we'll
you
see y'all
guys.
soon.
See y'all, some of y'all Florida people in Florida. We'll catch you up. Yeah, Paul got the link to the bottle. Mahalo, people. Aloha. Bye.